SwiftKnowledge can provide an enormous amount of analytic capability to its partners. SwiftKnowledge has successfully partnered in a number of different verticals and in a number of different ways. We have partners that run their solution out in the cloud. Everything installed with SwiftKnowledge is out in the cloud and users access it via a browser. SwiftKnowledge also has done sort of a BI as an appliance approach where the software is installed on hardware which is drop shipped at customer locations, and everything is pre-built ready to go upon install at the customer location site. So the architecture of SwiftKnowledge allows partners to do just about anything in terms of how they would like to go to market strategy. In terms of examples of capability, SwiftKnowledge has connected to ERP systems, large databases, customer survey data, an enormous number of different types of data, and we have a lot of familiarity with it. This dashboard just gives you some examples of the sort of things you can do with SwiftKnowledge in terms of how a partner may want to start bringing analytics to its customer base. This is an example of a dashboard that has four quadrants on it, each with different information. By clicking on a quadrant, I can go into it and get more information. This data can be updated once a day, typically at night, or can even be done during the day if that is how the data needs to be viewed for management purposes. In this case, I've got a chart. We have an enormous of different types of chart options, and more options are available depending on a particular vertical. But in this particular case, I've got filters where I can look at internet gross profit, or I could grab basically any kind of measure that's available to me based on my security, which we have as a patent offering to our partners. In this case, I'm going to go to average sales amount. This has been sorted to show from highest to lowest no matter what metric I pick, and I'm looking at one particular time period. In addition to be able to see the data, I can also explore through it. So if I click on Germany, I can now go through my hierarchy from an organizational structure and go down as many layers as we have data to be able to see what's going on. In this case, we have 2 stores in Dusseldorf. Here's the average sale price for those 2 stores. I can navigate up through sort of a breadcrumb trail and jump down in any order very quickly and easily. Another example here called Promotion Lift shows how we can introduce graphic capability. In this particular case, we have a graph of the United States, and we have some data here that shows a particular region, in this case state, and sales, again sorted. In this case, we have set thresholds such that sales that are above $1 million are showing up in green. Sales that are below 1,000 are showing up in red, and everything between there is showed up in gray. All of this can be very easily customized without having to write code and changed on the fly. We can use any kind of a shape file, and we can introduce graphic capability just as easily as we can maps, or in this particular case, customer segmentation and numeric representation. We also can mix and match these. So in this particular case, now we're looking at customer segmentation, and it's actually an example of where we've done data mining, where we've looked at the customers, clustered them by different types of buying patterns of these customers, and now rank ordered it so that you can quickly identify your best customers. So swap this out, and if I only wanted to look at, let's say, my top performing customers, my top maybe 3 deciles, and I want to compare my major product categories, I select whatever ones I want, and now I've taken one template that was focusing on my clusters, and now I'm focusing on my products, looking at my best customers, and being able to go down and track, sort, filter, however I may want to analyze this data on the fly, and then I can choose to save it, give it a new name. I could choose to publish it to others depending on what my security level is, And then this data is going to persist and it's going to be available to me on a daily basis or whatever basis I need to have this. I can also set thresholds such that if I want to be notified when product levels, inventory levels reach a certain level, when new store sales reach a certain level, when campaigns hit a certain response rate, whatever your key metrics are, I can set those thresholds, set the numbers here, and this can be pushed out to me via BlackBerry or to anyone else that I want to have information. So again, from an OEM perspective, SwiftKnowledge brings an enormous amount of capability to a partner, but more importantly, we bring it to you in a very simple to use interface. And one of the biggest differentiators of SwiftKnowledge for our partners is that their customers use the data. Their customers value the data, they're willing to pay for the data, and they get great value of the analytics that are coming out of data that already is being generated by the partner.